Okay, Vince, this is my property. Here you can see the private property sign. Here is all the dumping and everything. They started on December 6th. It's really atrocious. There's nothing, I guess, you know, people just don't care. You don't have to own the property, you just have to destroy it. I'm going to take you now to show you where the encroachment is at. By the way, Vince, this is like my 4th try. You can't believe what it's cost me to do all this. Okay, as you can see, there's the stake. And we're going to come in. This is my property. As you can see, all the beautiful dumping they have done here. Here is the so-called compost file, which is, as you can well see, on my property. See if I can back up a little bit to give you a good view of all this. And we're walking down here. I've asked her to remove this on December 6th, and of course she told me they aren't going to remove it. Originally this was like 4 feet long, and as you can see on the other side, the reason she had to put up this compost file was to stop the neighbors from dumping on her property. The neighbors at number 6, she told me, and she wanted to make sure they didn't dump on her property. And here's a wheelbarrow they put in to, I guess, claim more property. Here's wire fencing that they put in to also, I guess, determine this is their property. And if you take a look, all this property here runs down into my property, the drainage, which I think is kind of cool. As you can see, this water's all frozen right now. Right below me here is a drain, and as you can well see, my property will not drain into there. It's all there. And if you take a look at this property, it's all draining into my woods, which is killing my trees because they have the landscapers, and you know, they put chemicals out. As you can see, there's more dumping here. Absolutely a lot of dumping in there. You know, and this property of mine goes all the way over to Elmwood Road, North Elmwood Road. So we got the encroachment part of it. I've also got to say that, you know, I mean, this land is pretty well marked. You can see this tree, there's that waving pink flag there. So, as you can see, my woods is pretty much lit. I had 3 conversations with the gentleman that lives here. First one, when he was sawing down trees, he claimed that it was endangering his children's life. And he was dumping on my property, and I told him not to do that, and he told me it wasn't my property, that it was marshland or wetlands. It's very discouraging, Vince, very discouraging. I'm sorry about the delay, but I had to order a new computer to read the chip in this camera. And as you can well see, all throughout here, it says private property, and even where all this dumping is going on, it says private property. This is also, below me here, a stake of my property. And it catacornies over to, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a stake over here. Let's see if I can get in on that. I don't know why I'm not getting that. Maybe I'm just not, yeah, there it is there. And my property goes from there to that post over there. I'm going to give you a view from my end on my property. And as you can see, Vince, they're killing my woods. I got trees in here dying. My neighbor here complained about the space here because he can see my house now and there used to be trees there. Well, with him dumping in here, how's he ever going to get anything grow? I mean, and this is neighbor 4, and over there, let's see, that's neighbor 4, and over there would be neighbor 6, if I can get him on the camera. Yeah, there's neighbor 6. And that's all. I don't know their names. I don't know who they are. They call me George. I mean, they seem to know something about me, but I sure don't know anything about them. And as you can see, throughout my woods, Vince, there's dumping. This here is a green tree I had planted. Let's see if I can get that in the camera. And I planted that to see if they would grow better here. And maybe, you know, the other, and once again, you're going to see private property. And as you can see, there's a lot of dumping. This tree right here is absolutely dead. Absolutely dead. And as you can see, the rest of the property, and now at this point, it's my neighbor 30 and all the dumping that's going on in here. I mean, absolutely crazy. Well, Vince, this is George Baumgart, 32 Birchwood Drive, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I want to say, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I made it. And like I said, it took me 4 tries. Cost me over $1,000 for a new computer, almost $400 for this camera and equipment, just to prove that I own property that I own. And I'm paying property taxes for the land that they've confiscated from me. As you can see, more and more dumping. I mean, it's just disgusting what they're doing to my property. Vince, have a great day, buddy.